Rashawn was talking about hosting your teammates on the weekends, watching film. How long have you been doing that? Why did you decide to do it this offseason?
I mean, we've been doing it. We've been doing it pretty much this whole like off season. We did it a little bit like last year. Like we'd get together, watch Indy and all that kind of stuff. But we've been more consistent with it. Just picking each other's brain, talking about different formations, fronts. Main thing with them, I'm trying to get all the younger guys to just understand formations and how to play the blocks. We going back to more playing technique. So it's huge for them to understand like formations and how people are going to try to block the front.
It's one thing to do that, when you're in the building, but like you guys are doing it on your Friday and Saturday nights. He said. Like,
Yeah.
Why? I mean, that's unusual. Why?
I mean, we together all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, why not? We want to watch film and get better while we hanging out.
How does it end up at your house?
Huh?
How did it end up being at your house?
I mean, most of the time I just invite guys over. Everything pretty much be at the house. Yeah. So we watch Thursday night football, watch the NBA finals, watching. We hanging out, and then we would turn on the iPad, watching Indy, see where we can get better at, and watching just game film, whatever other guys rushing, whatever the case may be.
I know you guys are there to obviously learn the formations, but how much does it help just getting that off-season bonding going?
Yeah, that's the main thing is just getting a bond. Getting a bonding and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, just building as a team. We're gonna need everybody, and we're gonna need everybody to be playing at a high level to start the season and so forth. So we got to just make sure we're hitting all cylinders.
How did you feel about how your pass rush was team-wide last year?
I mean, it was on and off, honestly. Not good enough. Not good enough to win a championship, so we got to be better.
Kenny, you've set the bar so high for yourself over your career here. When you went back this spring to reflect on last year, what do you think of the year that you had?
It was tough. It was a tough year for me. I had surgery on my foot in January, so yeah. I mean, it was a tough year, but man, I'm excited. I'm back out practicing. Back doing Indy. So today was my second day doing Indy with the team. And just got to keep building forward.
How much did the foot affect you last year?
A lot. I heard it in the Brazil game. And then yeah. So.
What was the surgery? Did you have a screw put in, or?
Nah, I had like a bunion, bone spurs. Yeah. So.
Kenny, you've been a leader for a long time. Rashawn kind of grew into it the last few years, but are you amazed at now in this offseason the team was so young that a lot of guys are being more vocal and developing that leadership skill?
Yeah, definitely. That's what we need. You got all kind of guys stepping up. I've been loving what Tuck's been doing. Like Tuck, he's working hard. A guy that we all look up to, see the work that he put in on and off the field, and he been leading RG, of course. All the younger guys just speaking more, just more comfortable, just being around and just help leading the team.
How would you describe your new line coach?
Man, DC's been great. He's really like hands-on with us, just really teaching us the techniques, the formations, and how to play faster within that. And the technique, man, it's been good. It's been good.
Are the techniques any different than what you were doing before?
Yeah, it's back to more, I would say, like our old stuff. Last year we pretty much going up the field and jetting up the field, stopping the run on the way to the quarterback. Pretty much. This year we playing more technique.
Kenny, do you guys as a group take it personally when your position coach gets fired? Like if we would have done a better job, that wouldn't have happened. And is that maybe motivation going into this year?
I ain't gonna answer that question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more foot question?
Yep.
How do you manage that? That happens in Brazil, to be able to get through the next 4 months like that. What was that like?
Yeah, it was tough. But I mean, it is what it is. Football is football. I don't complain. The foot is the foot, toe is the toe. I got to just keep building off of it, keep getting better this year, and put my best foot forward.
What does that feel like to be in year 10? After all those years we talked about you being the young guy around here.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a long road, and it's still a lot more to go. and I'm excited. I'm so excited, and you know, it's going to be a huge year, you know, for all of us. We've been really putting in a lot of work, and you know, we always been a hard-working group, and you know, we got to just keep that same mentality, that same mindset that we come in every day and push each other.
Kenny, I think as far as with the young guys, I think when Barron was in here, he said your aura had him like starstruck in terms of being able to work with you. You know, what type of advice, you know, can you give these guys during this, you know, early time? They're trying to figure things out, you know, maybe head spinning. Just, you know, what type of advice do you kind of give them?
Just leaning on the work, and you know, just watching the guys that do it right. You know, we got a lot of guys, you know, in here that's you know that's hungry to be great, and that's doing things the right way. You know, Isaiah McDuffie, you know, Tug, RG, myself. You know, you got a lot of guys that, you know, in the room that you can lean on, and you know, as long as those guys, you know, are looking up to those guys and you know, following those footsteps and, you know, putting their own spin onto it, or however they do it, they'll be all right.
What'd you do to the foot against the Eagles?
What did I do?
Yeah.
Well, like before, I always had like a little toe thing going on. It was really just the turf out there, like the turf, pretty much. Yeah. So.
It just got caught in the turf.
Yeah.
Speed. Speed is such a crucial element to your game. It always has been. So when you don't have that step because of the foot, like how do you play to that level that you're supposed to? Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even say it's the speed. It's just the every step. You know what I'm saying? You taking every step, and you know your toe is busting. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, it's something that you got to deal with. But it is what it is. That's done. I got the surgery done, and yeah, we moving forward.
Kenny, do you think the poor quality of the field over there contributed to it?
I ain't gonna answer that question. Last time, yeah, you know, I had all the Brazilians on me, so yeah, I'm good.
Left foot or right?
My right foot. Yeah.
You mentioned the pass rush last year being on and off. So what's the step this year for more consistency from you guys as a whole?
Just sticking together, and you know, rushing as a unit, and just being relentless. You know, I think you know, Hav does a great job of calling pressures and you know, getting Coop and all those guys on the run. We do a lot of things like, you know, with that stuff. I think also just getting better at you know, rushing the passer, you know, play action wise. You know what I'm saying? Play action is a spot that we definitely got to get better at, you know, as a unit. Didn't do a good enough job with that last year, and just quick game. And I think also just getting up on guys. A lot of the time last year we was in close games majority of the time, and offenses get a chance to play action. Offenses get a chance to run the ball, whatever the case may be, and you don't get that many opportunities to rush. So we get a chance to close the door on teams and get up by 14 points, get up by 21 points. We have more opportunities to rush and get more one-on-ones and all that kind of stuff.
Your guys' run defense was much improved, really good last year. How do you make sure it stays at that level instead of going back to maybe what it was the couple of years before that?
Just keeping that same mentality, and like I said earlier, it's a different technique. So I think just with the guys, just helping them understand the formations and how guys are going to block us, and you know, go forward from there. But it's things. I'm happy we played in that system last year, because it's going to be plays and blocks that you gotta play like that this year. But excited about, you know, what we're doing.
Hey, Kenny, we saw DY last year. He started off, had a few sacks in the first month, then he got hurt, and then he seemed to kind of get back maybe a little more to himself by the end of the year. Now he's got the fifth-year option picked up and all that. Just what do you think is ahead for him?
Man, just staying healthy and, you know, just staying hungry and keep building on what he's been building on. I mean, I think if he didn't get hurt, I think just what he was going to do was going to be huge, and he was, you know, making a lot of plays and all that kind of stuff. So just keeping the same mentality, keep working, keep grinding, and just keep on improving. He'll be all right.
Kenny,
Stay healthy.
You said there's a lot more you still want to accomplish. This is year 10, and you still haven't had your 30th birthday, which is insane around here.
Crazy.
How much longer do you think you can, if you stay healthy, how much longer do you think you can do this, and what is still out there for you?
Honestly, I can't see like myself putting like bad stuff on tape, like, you know what I'm saying? So until I feel like I can't, you know, give that to the guys, or I feel like I'm a step away from that, then if I'm putting bad stuff on tape, then yeah, get me out of here. I'll be the first. So.
What is that like being one of the oldest
I have
guys out there and
trouble
seeing the young guys out there? And can you learn from them as well? I mean, what they're doing out there.
Yeah. I watch all the guys, like, DY and all those guys. They so athletic and, they got special traits. KB, he does a great job with his inside moves. He has great hands and all that kind of stuff. Kobe's been improving. Like, he's been playing a lot of nose and been really, like, it's another guy that's been like in there in the film sessions with us and learning the formations, learning how to play more nose. And he's been doing a great job and he's been active. And just getting all the younger guys right and all that kind of stuff. But I love watching all those guys. I've been having the chance to just. It's been a long off season, so I've been having a chance to just watch those guys and when I'm on the sideline, really getting them right on their technique and all their indie work and watching them. So that's been cool, just seeing what they can bring to the game and how they put their little spin on the different techniques of what we're using.
There's a lot of focus this offseason on the pass rush, but you have the foot. Lucas had the thumb. How much motivation is there to show like there's when healthy there's a whole lot more there?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited to play ball. Like I said, it's gonna be a huge year. I'm excited about it.
Kenny, since this is the last time we'll probably talk to you between now and camp, is the game plan to be 100% when camp starts in July, or do you want to be smart with the foot and your?
Yeah, the game plan is just really just getting healthy enough to be able to train how I want to once the summer hit, and training during the summer, and hopefully when I get back I'm just full go and there's no issues. But my main focus is doing this individual work, finishing out the rest of these 2 weeks, and I'll be in a good spot going into the summer and really be able to train how I want to train.